Guys, I'm stuck in Norway. I started the day just as any decent Scandinavian electrician would, with my rich diet of fish and liver paste. I then did my morning fishing to catch some lunch, and then warmed up my voice for yet another day of speaking the most beautiful language on earth, Norwegian. And with that, I was ready to start work.
Okay, so let me introduce you to Helgi.
Right.
Right, so today we're going to be doing the Norwegian equivalent of an EICR remedial. Our plan is to dig through the electrical system here and try and put as much of it right as we can. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're working inside of this apartment block here, which is really nice because it's literally just on the sea there. Do you mind if I show them inside your van?
Sure.
Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? I was like seeing other people's vans, especially from other countries. So what do you need for this? Do you need like a test meter, or do you need, is it pretty much just your eyes that you're using?
No, not any test meters for now, but I was thinking we could go around and show what needs to be done, what needs to be fixing.
Yeah, okay.
Get a little better picture of it.
Oh, perfect. Let's go inside then. There we go. So we have our plant room. Nice to be somewhere I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So these just the kind of distribution to the actual apartments,
Yeah.
separate panels.
And for the common area, the parking and the hallways and stuff.
Right. It makes me really sad to think about it, but I know there are plumbers that do watch this channel, so this one's for you.
Share tank for they're connected together.
Oh yeah. So all of the hot water is coming from the basement here. So you got your cold feed in, and then it's, wow, that is then going off and up into the various apartments. Maybe that's how it's done in England, I wouldn't know. That's for the plumbers watching this to figure out and comment. For the rørlegger,
And
that's a very hard Norwegian word.
here in Norway, for every apartment complex, we have a sprinkler.
Big sprinkler system. Awesome. Big old feed coming in and splitting off to the different sprinklers. And does that have to be in every apartment as well?
Today, yes. I don't know when the law was changed, but today every apartment in Summer complex needs to have sprinkler.
That's really smart. I respect that. There's that word, rørlegger or rørlegger. I find that very, very, very difficult word to say.
Rørlegger.
It means plumber.
We start with a special one. In Norway, we have like fire cells. I think it's in UK too. Like this here, the room,
like
is a separate fire cell. Also here, but the report says that we have 6 cables here. That goes in here, and goes out again. Over here, into this cabinet.
Right, okay.
And by the rules, you cannot do that.
Why not, if they've sealed it?
It says here, prevailing ledning var ikke tilkoblet på samme rom som tilhørende bruksgjenstand eller var først ut av den fri. So reference to the law here.
Okay.
So,
and I've got a little copy of that law book in my pocket. This is their installer handbook, which is pretty cool. It's like their on-site guide. It's a bit thicker than ours, but it's got all your tripping curves. It's a little bit more in depth than the kind of basic on-site guide, but I thought this was pretty cool. So what would be your solution to fix that one with the issue of compartmentalization?
We need to break the fire barrier there and pull that cable, and I'm gonna make a new way here and pull it this way and in there. So this is live.
Okay.
With 400 amps breaker here that goes directly here from this to these breakers. The plan is to make a clear plate here that goes here, and we're gonna bend it so it goes here and a little bit inside.
For the people watching this, conduit. Don't we love conduit? This is a conduit within conduit within conduit within conduit. I think they're taking it a bit far there, but you know, And all of this, again, as soon as it leaves the room, all these white cables there, straight into conduit. Bosh. So we have some perspex here to give you some perspective on it. It's just a big plastic sheet, which basically will be cutting and moulding to fit in there, just to cover over those terminals. Step one is to mark it up. Of course, because we're in Scandinavia, we'll be using the stick rather than a tape measure. To the geeky video people among us, I'm sorry for all the motion blur in those first few clips. Basically, the lighting in here is horrible. So we've gone and got some temporary site lights, which in Norway they use LED strip lighting for a temporary site light. And I noticed that because when you see building sites, you see like rope lights traipsed across the ceiling. It's brilliant. Do you do that in Iceland?
No, I don't know.
You probably just have oil candles.
Since 2000, so.
All right, probably kerosene. These are from Iceland, by the way, the land of fire and ice.
So that's why mums go to Iceland?
I think that is something that will definitely make its way into the UK, because the other thing is you can have it as low voltage, so you don't need to worry about the whole. In England, we have to have site lighting as 55 volts per phase, and so 110 volt lighting, but that is just a much smarter solution. Problem number one on the EICR is there is no covers on these breakers. So as I mentioned it earlier, we've got this perspex here, it's been marked up. So now it is time to cut it and install it. Done some serious sweeping here. They've literally bent the metal broom in half. Red Bull Extreme Sweeper. Right, so that's cut. So now we just need to use the heat gun to heat it up and bend it. Oh, sorry, I forgot something. Whew, that was a close one. So now we can use our Milwaukee heat gun to heat up the perspex and bend it. I don't know about you, but I feel like a blooming sea turtle right now. I've got so much microplastics in me. This, is it stiffened up a bit now? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, like a glove. Do you say that in Norwegian? Som en hanske? No.
Nei.
Do you reckon you could teach me some Icelandic? What's a common greeting?
Måndagen.
Monday. So what's your kind of hvordan går det, eller går det bra? How do I ask how are you in Icelandic?
Hvernig hefur það?
Oh my gosh. So that fit perfectly. So now you just need to mark where the screws go.
Yeah.
All right, so this now is all prepped up. So you can see here we've got the clear sheet of perspex, custom made, custom built. That will now be going in. Perfect, so now this is all flash guarded up, so if someone wants to go in there with their IP rated fingers, they're gonna have to work a little bit harder. You must be proud of that.
Yeah, it's terrible to work in cabinets that are like bare. If you forget like 1 second, then bang.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Not what you want, electricity all up in your grill. Right, what's your proud face? Your certificate face? There we go, yes. Amazing. Right, so this one in here is done. This one is now completed. This is my one, this was his one. I personally think his one was actually a little bit better. Yeah, that's Icelandic quality for you. We just got one more of these and then it's time to do the big boy, which, how are you feeling about that?
Scared.
We just have to be very slow and steady. The trouble is, because we are working in an apartment block, we can't really turn off the power very easily. Because to turn off the power will mean alerting everybody well ahead of time, and also making sure all the lifts are empty. There's multiple lifts and things inside this building. It's just easier to use extreme caution and PPE, and by that I mean painless prostate enlargement. So yeah, we'll have to be sure to use that. So that is this one all done. I've just noticed something though. Helgi, why are these phases out of sync? L1 is black and L3 is brown.
Yeah, okay, this is way off of sync. I don't know, sometimes it's...
I know it doesn't really make much of a difference generally, but it looks like the phases are out for the whole building.
Usually, yeah, it's black, brown, and grey, white.
Yeah, brown, black, grey. Generally in England, brown is L1. Well, I mean across Europe, so yeah, here as well. Brown is L1, but I noticed brown is L3 on there. But I don't know if, do you have like a phase sequence tester?
Yeah, I have it in my car.
Maybe we should,
we can test it.
Test it and check. But this is going in lovely. It's looking so smart. We've got one behind here as well. Got that one on, and now we're just about to do the big boy, but I guess it might make sense to test it first. Should we get the phase sequencing tester?
Yeah, it's in the car. Should we get lunch at the same time?
Yeah. That is music to my ears, always. Cool. Where do you go? Is there like a place you buy it from? Or?
Yeah, it's nearby. We can go there.
Awesome. Let's go.
So, here's lunch.
This is your lunch spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Oh,
So,
yeah.
you can see. There.
Yeah, there's some lunch around. Okay. Nice. I'll get my rod.
Yes.
Okay, so sadly we didn't catch anything, so we're just gonna have to go to the supermarket like lame English people. Oh. Okay, we are back from lunch and we're ready to move on to our next task. So this is all finished. This is 1,000 times safer. I don't know if you can see because it's so clear, but there's now like flash guards on those just to stop if you're taking them off, to stop you accidentally touching them or anything, or a piece going on them. That one is going to be fixed, but we have one more fault to fix there. But in order to fix that one, we need to turn the power off, so we can't do that today. But yeah, these are all in. And the next fault is this breaker here, which was installed for the underground EV charging circuit. But it's a type C breaker. When you have circuit breakers, okay, there are different types and ratings. So in here, they've done, which anyone probably would have done, and put in a type C. However, when you actually measure at the furthest car charger out there, it's a Zaptec car charger way the other end of the car park, it doesn't meet the minimum ZS requirements for this breaker. So for that reason, we need to swap this to a type B. Before we get started on that, we'll just quickly double check the phase sequencing, because as I pointed out earlier, it's a bit strange that they're out of sync. You can have phases out of sync, but they still need to be in the right order, and usually there will be some kind of warning or labeling or something to explain that, but let's just check to make sure they are the right way round. Yeah, so it's right, it says 3, 2, 1, so they're reversed, but do you know why they're reversed? Are you allowed to do that here for no good reason? I don't know the system here, but maybe if you knew that generally the phases are going to be out of balance and there was more likely to be a load on L3 than L1, and there's not much load on L3 in the area, maybe they're trying to balance the distribution network or something. Ghetto classroom for you. The reason why you have the 3 phases and how they're out of sync, it's not that, oh, commercial has 3 phases and domestic doesn't. That's not true. Power is always going to be generated in AC in 3 phase. Think of energy generation, right, as being your little turbine, your copper coil spinning through a magnetic field, generating your electricity. Okay, let's just, for simplicity, I'm going to draw, oh dear, that, yeah, I'm not a very good drawer. Let's just say that's L1, L2, L3. This is not the configuration they're wired in, okay? You would have seen your, your star and your delta configurations and all different things. I've got another video on that, which you can go and watch if you want. But for now, see it as constant power, okay? So you've got always one of them is passing through that magnetic field, providing with constant power. So on a sine wave, rather than just have your one sine wave going in at 50 hertz, you have like 3 of them out of sync, all giving you that constants. So if for example you had a motor which is basically that reversed on the other side, and your phases were wrong or reverse polarity or whatever the situation might be, it can very easily be the case that motors spin backwards, or you have other issues. A lot of modern motors and things have protections on it, but let's imagine you've got a commercial sawmill with a massive collection vat of sawdust, and then you decide to blow that backwards and blow sawdust over the whole work space because your motor is spinning in sequence with the phases. So anyway, it's just a rough ghetto explanation of it, and I've just realised you can't even see what it is that I'm drawing. There you go, now you can see it. Don't know what F44 is also doing, if that's doing something else. VVB.
Yeah, it's the heaters here, so the chargers are coming in here. I want to change that and put this instead.
Oh, that's really nice. At the minute, there's a janky bit of wire in there, but I'm going to put this little bus bar tooth in there, and it's a 3-phase one, so you see
With the
L1 links to L1 and so forth. So yeah, it's much nicer.
This one was just loose.
Yeah, they were all loose, mate. It just fell right out. I would be inclined to torque check all of those.
Maybe need to take a trip to the store and buy new cables. We usually use the finer one with the fine threads.
Yeah, this
It's
is
more.
more stiff. This is more like what we have in England, actually, for a lot of things.
Yeah. I've been into a electric wholesale store here in Norway.
No, I've not.
Okay.
Do you think today should be the day?
Yeah, I think so. You can get free ice cream too.
No.
Yeah.
No.
A week ago.
I'm not excited. He wasn't lying. If you're an electrical wholesaler in England, right, take note. If there's not a big fat fridge of ice cream and a coffee machine, in CEF, there's a coffee machine in most CEFs, which are like quite a common wholesale, but it was permanently broken and the coffee tastes trash. I need to try this coffee.
Yeah, it's like beans.
Brilliant. Right, show me around your wholesaler. So how does it work in here? It's self-service. So
yeah.
there's no one working here, right? We just walked in, you pick up like a little Tesco click and collect style scanner, this thing, here, and then you just go around scanning things that you want. And, I feel like I'm in heaven. These screwdrivers feel so nice. PB Swiss Tools. There's so much stuff in here, and you're saying that you can even come in here out of hours if you want.
Yeah, if you subscribe with a service with them, and you can have access to the system. You can go in here every hour.
That's incredible. So you just come in here, scan
You need
the
to
tools
scan
that you
thing
want,
and
and
check out. Check in and check out.
I don't actually even know what that is, to be honest. But
It's called elko-knife or elko-knife. It's rounded. It's to make circle in plastic. You know.
I've never ever needed for that before, but I think I want one. So you've got all of the electrical stuff, you've got your tools, you've got obviously
Backlager.
conduit. Need I even say about the conduit situation out here? Probably quite funny for you that I'm so amazed by your wholesaler, but would you be interested in seeing? Would you be interested in seeing a English wholesaler?
Yeah,
I think we need to get you to England.
I would
to do a
like to
job.
visit UK and try.
So it's literally, you can just help yourself to everything. This is crazy. And what I love that your cable comes in boxes, and even your conduit. Look, they're Cat 6 cable, right? So you've got, Cat 5 in there.
Cat 6 is.
Oh, there we go, Cat 6 there. Already installed inside of conduit, so you can just reel it out of your Cat 6 box, install it. It's already inside conduit. We are so far behind in England. With some things, not everything actually. Pre-wired 20mm conduit with 2 Cat 6s in there, absolutely fantastic. Right, so what is it that we need?
It's just one thing that's over here. Don't need to buy a big roll of
you
things.
Can just buy a length.
Yeah.
Pre-ferruled, amazing. Right, well, you'll catch me in the ice cream aisle. Honestly, I think I'm living in the wrong country. I need to live in the country where I get ice cream from my wholesalers. Yeah, I love it here. I'm settling in. I'm getting more used to the nature as well. I can do most animal calls now.
Yeah.
Try me.
Yeah. Bambi?
Bambi, okay. Dear, come over here.
Moose? I think it's here.
Elgen.
Elgin,
Helgen, come a hit. If you say it nice enough, they'll listen to you. I do think the quality of life here is better, actually, and that how laid back the tradesman is. I can tell you, usually when I'm working, I leave my house at 5:30 or 6, depending on how far I'm working. I'm not back till late, and I feel when I was employed especially, you get really not much holiday. What do you say, you basic kids here, 25 days, plus your kids 6 days, plus your 6 days. If you have a kid, you get 5 days sick pay for them, and their sick pay here is the full pay, plus you get paternity leave and maternity leave of like up to a year. The quality of life is decent, but I think there's a reason why in England mental health amongst tradesmen it's a big problem. Like it's no joke. I've got friends that really struggle, and it's, I think, because how much they just work. They're not enjoying their life, they're not doing things. But I feel here it's very much like you finish work, we go fishing. You finish work, you're in the nature, or you're at least surrounded by mountains and things. Enough nattering, let's get back to the job. Okay, so we're back. Helgi is here just adjusting the breaker as planned. We have the extra cable pieces here which we picked up from the wholesaler. Can I just say my mind is still absolutely blown by how efficient that was. When Helgi said, oh, we got up to the wholesaler, I was thinking, oh, it's going to take ages, because I'm used to the experience in England where you sit there for 10 hours while some teenager, 15-year-old goes and has a cigarette and then takes 10 years to bring you the wrong cable. We were in and out just like that, because we were able to just go in and get what we need. And he said, if you need help, all the electricians that work in there are all qualified. If you're a wholesaler and you're watching this, please follow this as a business model, because I'm so impressed. It was so easy and so quick. And also the ice cream did not hurt either, being honest. But what we're doing now is swapping this over for a B-curve breaker. You having difficulty with it?
It stings a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't got bad RSI yet. I started getting it really badly in my elbow and hands, like my wrists here, but I just really started stretching and like using tools like this. If I'm taking out a board, like you mentioned earlier, I'll just loosen everything with that so that I'm not at least doing that motion. That saves me 50% of it. Okay, so that is the new breaker wired in. So that is now a B63 type there going across, and we've replaced those cables that were coming in and out with this linking bar here. Now those cables are dangling down there ready to connect into this breaker here. Now can I just preface, I am an apprentice while I'm here, okay? I'm not registered or technically qualified to work here, so I think I would be if I did like a carryover where you have to apply and send all your certificates in and things, but anyway, it is not for me to form a judgment on how anything is done or any procedures or anything like that. I am here, and this is definitely not an instructional video for how you should do this particular job. This is for entertainment purposes only. Would you mind just explaining, just for my English audience that are as dumb and confused as me, why? Because I thought the phase sequencing was out here. Do you want me just to change this frame a few more times, just to make people dizzy? But actually, you were saying that in Norway you have black as L1.
Yeah,
that's always first.
I think from the older days that they just continued using this order.
Okay.
Here in Norway.
Cool. So, save some confusion. Yeah. Right then, let's do it. I'll show you how much sleep I got last night. That right there, 4 hours and 20 minutes. And I'll tell you something, that is not enough sleep for me. I need much more sleep than that. If I was an Energizer Bunny, just imagine how big an Energizer Bunny I'd be. When you've got something you really need to wake up for, like this, I woke up like 5:45 or something, not that bad. I just don't sleep, which is so annoying because it's the complete opposite of what your body needs. It's like, oh, tomorrow is a really important day, I should probably rest and sleep well. And that's when your body decides just to have a little party in your mind. And my brain last night was like, you know, have you ever seen the weird Russian guy singing the Chum Jum Bay Drum? But it's been a bit rubbish recently. I've had to have so much time off of work for this visa. And it's not just the issue of the visa, right? It's the, as a bloke, I like to work. It feels good to do something productive. When you're forced to have time off, it sounds amazing, and people will probably think, oh, how can you complain about having to be on holiday? It's not that, it's like, I just want to be productive. I've started like making leather wallets and stuff. I've got into leather crafting and all sorts of randomness. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blathering on. I am absolutely buzzing, like genuinely buzzing. Just got a call from my wife and her visa's come through. So that means I can go home. I love it in Norway, genuinely love it. It's a fantastic country, but I'm dying to be home and back in my routine and working. And now we can go next week. Her visa's through. Okay, so the next fault which we are rectifying is a bonding issue. So you've got this cable tray at the back there. You see the one that the laser is attached to. That has got mains voltage cables on it, but it's not connected in any way to an earth. So the plan is to bond it to this cable tray here. So now we're going to take a bonding link off of that and run it through and down all the way to that tray. I'm still so happy about the visa, honestly. I can't even tell you how much relief that is. It's been stressing me for like months, genuinely months, and the amount of expense and lack of sleep and hassle, I'm buzzing. So the conduit they're running it in is this stuff. Okay, they use couplers, but like here we have to use like a bush to connect the pipe into the fitting. See here where the conduit stops? We'd have to bring that conduit down and into the light fitting really if you're using conduit. It's very uncommon that you'd stop it first, or if you have an angle. I notice in Scandinavia they run the pipe, stop the pipe, cable comes round, continue the pipe round and down rather than bend.
Yeah.
Rather than bend the pipe.
Because we use the conduit just to, instead of putting like fasteners every 20 centimeters, we use these just to speed up the process per se.
I see, so it's not really for protection and per se, it's just
no, not really, because these cables are double isolated, so.
Yeah, and to make it clear as well, I'm not judging it, I'm not saying that the way we do it is better or anything like that, because there are a lot of things that we do in the UK that I feel that you would very much not like. For example, what's one thing that you can't believe that we do in the UK?
Putting cable on the floorboards in houses. I just don't understand it.
There you go, already off the top of his head. There's a lot of things that we do that they're not going to agree with here, and there are some things that they do here that we might not agree with. But that is the beauty of travelling and also picking up the little bits and little tips and things that you like from different places and just rounding your skill set and your knowledge. Let's get the cable and we'll get going. Right, so that is the run all the way to the point over there where he's at now. So all that is left for me to do here is some fishing. I got this, which is his one, the Rumpo 5, but feels pretty good. Time to crimp this and attach it in. I reckon we do a nice little vibration loop. This one divides the room, but personally I love it. It's not completely necessary, especially not in this scenario, but it just looks so dang nice. I'll tell you what has been good, right, about having all of this time off, is that I have managed to catch up, at least, on my quotes and most of my paperwork. That is the good thing with having online office. All of my office, basically, is accessible from any computer anywhere in the world. So if you want to hack me, you can steal the £13.50 that's in my bank and go wild. Because I use Tradify, as long as I have internet connection, I can work. I can log in, I can get my invoices, quotes, inquiries, bosh, right there.
I need to stop saying that. But if you want to try it yourself and make me even more happy, as if that was even possible, then go use my code below.
This is what I was talking about with the corner pieces, where it's not bent, it's cut, the cable run through. But now what you're saying with it's not necessarily for the sake of using conduit, it's to save on clips. I guess it makes a bit more sense to me now.
Right, so that is the Norwegian EICR all complete. All the remedials on the list in that job are done, and I have to say that was really fun. That was an experience. It is so cool to live your life for a day in someone else's shoes. It's like if I was born here and I decided to be an electrician, that would be my daily routine. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you so much. I hope I wasn't too difficult to work with.
No, not so much.
No? Okay.
So similar as apprentice.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, that's probably an improvement from what I am at home.
And would you look at that? We leave the episode where we started it. Thanks for watching, guys. Time for me to get back on my boat, back into England. I just need to get it seaworthy again, get some of the water out of my boat. Come on, cameraman, come and help me get some. You can stop watching now, viewers. Go on. I'll be back in England in no time. Just need to get the water out. Yeah. Go on. Do some exercise or something. Stop watching YouTube. Get off the computer. Roll your ankles. Otherwise you can get cankles. Go on. Off you pop. Come on, fatties.